Good morning. You're seeing where this virtual journey ended that we just took through IE? In a classroom. The very center of learning. And we're gathered here today in a very unconventional classroom, I might say. It's a great pleasure to officially launch our redesigned International MBA, the full-time MBA program at IE, and beyond any doubt in my mind, the flagship program across the entire business school. We're in this dome today, this beautiful dome, and we might perhaps feel a bit protected from the world outside. This world outside is one that's changing at an ever-increasing clock speed. It's a world that's much more volatile, it's a world that's much more uncertain, and certainly a world that's more complex. Now, the world of business equally is changing alongside with it. And we, who represent the world of education and the world of business schools, obviously need to adapt to that and make sure that the MBA stays relevant. Because in the end, our job is one thing. We are preparing our students for this world out there. Now, we embarked on a very unconventional exercise as well. Our DNA enables us to do this. We did years of research. We involved lots of different stakeholders. We listened a lot, and we came up with what we think is a very forward-thinking, very unconventional curriculum as a result of it. Now, I want to give to you, present to you, the MBA out of the ordinary. This is what we call this different program. And in the end, this is a program that needs to meet the demands of recruiters, it needs to listen to the students, and it needs to also support the increasing number of entrepreneurs on their journey. If you listen to the different stakeholders, then you can see that students want to actually see, when they come for a one-year program and do an MBA, they want to see the big picture. They want to be able to understand how the different elements of management connect at the end. They also want lots of flexibility and choice. And in the end, this goes very much back to the very fundamental basics of good education, which is to give autonomy, to create a sense of belonging, and to actually empower with competence. Recruiters want people with integrity, people with a good attitude, with passion. They want people who are agile and adaptable in times of crisis and difficult economic times. Entrepreneurs are saying, heck, this is difficult to teach because it's all about doing. You have to try, you have to fail, you have to try it again. And we want to find ways of teaching this even better. Our research found that there are really two fundamental types of students that come to IE. And we call them the transformers, and there's no link intended with the movie, please. The transformers are those who actually want to create maximum impact on a company. They do not want to be their own boss, but they want to work for a company, transform it from within. This is your typical corporate entrepreneur, someone who works in a corporate setting, but nonetheless has an entrepreneurial mindset. The other type that we found is what we call the creator. And the creator is your stereotypical startup entrepreneur who wants to launch its own company. They are the ones who want to be the master of their destiny, live the entrepreneurial dream, change the world just a little bit with their own idea. So what was novel here and what we thought is to say, we need to create new content and additional content for these very types who we tend to attract and make it just much more explicit. And so we create 5 weeks of additional content and curriculum that we put into what we call a laboratory space, an experimental space. We call it the Business Impact Lab and the Startup Lab. And in these particular spaces, you will get content that doesn't say on your schedule, today you'd study finance and accounting and marketing and operations. It'll be topics that are very much cross-disciplinary. It'll be all about how do we drive corporate innovation? How do we master the challenges of digital transformation? How do we execute better? And we'll create a special space for the startup people to actually enable them more to live their own entrepreneurial dream. Everybody goes through our entrepreneurial core course. This very much teaches you the practical side of entrepreneurship. It's complementary to it. How do I actually get going? How do I start my own company? In the very end, it's fantastic if you can write a good business plan. But what people out there are asking is, where's your paying customer? Show me a paying customer and show me that the paying customers are growing. That's what it's all about. We want to enable our students to do this even better. On top of that, we've created a completely new module which is called Professional Fitness. And Professional Fitness is deliberately intended to use the metaphor of the gym and the fitness because you have to exercise your professional fitness. It has two legs, a career fitness side, and that's all about getting you ready for the job market, with a completely revamped curriculum for that, and a behavioral side, based on the science and the research of the leading behavioral scientists in the world. This is a series of workshops where you train your behaviors, you become more aware, and you incrementally change them, and actually become better at it. This is one dedicated day a week where you alternate between the two. This is the overall curriculum in a schematic overview. You choose one of those two labs. It depends directly, your choice, on your career objective. If you want to do an internship, we have a path for you. If you want to be a social entrepreneur, we have a path for you. If you want to have an experience at another great business school in the world, we have a path for you because you can go on long exchange. On top, you can even go on long exchange after the program and you have the best of two worlds. You stay at IE and afterwards you go to long exchange. Or you do a dual degree program of which we have several. In a nutshell, you can see what we've done, and I invite you to look at our website, look at our brochure. In the end, this comes down to the very fundamental principles of good education, which is to create autonomy, to create a sense of belonging, and at the end, to empower with competence. Ladies and gentlemen in this room, as well as ladies and gentlemen online all over the world, I give you an MBA out of the ordinary. Thank you.